Hello, we're here with Daniel Povey, and somebody asked, is this model correct for the nnet2 recipe?
Okay, so what this picture actually seems to be depicting is the feature extraction for the well, up to where it says transformed features. That's the feature extraction for the Gaussian mixture model system, the old style system. And some of these things, the MLLT and fMLLR, these are all only applicable to the Gaussian mixture model system. So now there are some very old recipes, I think nnet1 recipes, where we would then concatenate that with the I vector and build a system on that. And that was actually, that worked well in certain scenarios where the amount of data was very small, but we don't do that anymore. None of the nnet2 systems will use the fMLLR features as input because the decoding gets very complicated. I decided to abandon that. So yeah, this isn't really correct for nnet2.
Okay, and is this transform feature, is this an X vector or not?
No, the transformed features, that's the per frame features. That's just the it represents the MFCC plus LDA plus everything features. That's one per frame. The I vector would be the same on every frame because it's extracted at the whole speaker level or the whole segment level.
Okay, what would you have to change to make this model correct?
Well, basically, where it says MFCC, we use, instead of 13 dimension, we'd use a 40 or 80 dimension. And then basically we'd cut out the MLLT and fMLLR there. We still have frame splicing and LDA, but I think those become part of the model itself. Yeah.
Okay, could you explain a little more in depth, like what do all the pieces of this model
Okay.
represent?
Okay, fine. So where it says speech signal, that's just a sequence of samples. It's like a long vector of like little floating point values. The 25 millisecond little windows. These are like overlapping windows of 25 milliseconds that we take 25 milliseconds of the signal. We multiply it by a window function that looks like that. We take the Fourier transform, compute the log energies of each Fourier frequency. Then we multiply those by triangular bins to get energies at different like kind of frequency bins, around 40 or 80 of them. Then we do a cosine transform to get the 13-dimensional MFCC. Now, modern systems, they stop at this point. They don't do the cosine transform. Previously, when we used Gaussian mixture models, it was more important to decorrelate everything. So that's why we used to do the LDA, MLLT, fMLLR. Now, those parts of this diagram are actually only used in the really old-fashioned Gaussian mixture model systems. And we don't actually use this for neural nets in the nnet2 or nnet3 recipes. We kind of stop at the log mel filter bank, which is just before the MFCC part. And then we have a relatively high dimensional feature like 40 or 80 triangular bins, the log energies. So yeah, so the I vector, so if you view like an utterance or a collection of utterances as just a long sequence of these vectors, like MFCC vectors, then the I vector is a kind of summary of all of them that's of a fixed dimension. It's a concept that comes from speaker identification or speaker verification. So basically, it's supposed to represent the speaker and channel characteristics, kind of what it sounds like generally. And so for training neural nets, we'll often concatenate that I vector with the speech vector. So basically the MFCC is different on every frame. There's 100 of those per second. And the I vector is always the same. Yeah.
Okay, thank
So
you.
we can concatenate, yeah, we can concatenate them, and those will go into the neural net. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Let's-
That was Daniel Povey. Bye.
So, bye.